In the last episode of this campervan build, we got quite a lot done. We got the roof fan installed, we got the roof rack installed. On top of the roof rack, we wired and installed the solar panel, Starlink, and a light bar. Then, we got the roof sound deadened and insulated along with a lot of other small jobs. Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the campervan build, and in this episode I'm hoping to get all of the walls here, well, take all this obviously trim off, get it sound deadened, insulated and carpeted, and basically just get all the walls done and probably even the floor. We'll see how we go. That's what I'm hoping to get done in this video, this video here. If you haven't checked out the last episode where we got a whole lot done in the roof and ceiling, please check that out. That was like a big part of the process, but now it's just kind of the, I wouldn't say fiddly things, but it's like working out exactly where things are going to go. So I'm going to mark out the floor, put some masking tape down on the floor and mask out where the benches are going to be and where the cabinets and all that type of thing is going to be. So let's get started on this one. It's getting close to finishing, not really, but yeah, close but far. It's like that last 10%, not even the last 10%. I don't know how far I am into this, but I've done a lot of the bulk work, let's put it that way. Anyway, let's get started.
Didn't say goodbye to silhouettes disappear into the night. I take my time, nothing matters when I'm in your arms. Slow the river goes, we rest our bodies on sticks and stones. In our cheap embrace, I watch our dirty tears fall.
Alright, so it's been a little bit since I've picked up the camera and actually spoken, but a lot of the stuff's just the repetitive stuff I've kind of done on the roof. So as you can see, I've sound deadened and insulated all this quarter panel, but what I have to do next is pull out the seat so I can get to this other trim, sound deaden, insulate right behind there. And then after that, it's kind of looking good because we can pull the seat out and pull the floor out, use the floor as a template, get our new floor in, and then from there it's almost just rebuilding everything back again, which will feel a lot better because all I've been doing is pulling things apart. And the one thing I'm really not good at, I've done some of the carpeting in here, I've done the sliding doors you would have seen in previous footage. It works alright, the carpet's actually nice and easy to use. The problem is that everything gets thicker when you use the carpet, so the clips don't go back in properly and things like that. So I've managed to get it all to work, but it has been a bit of a challenge. So the carpeting has probably been the most annoying thing of the job so far. I still have to carpet all these internal gutters here and all up the rear of the tailgate and things like that. And yeah, so yeah, that's where I'm at. As of tomorrow, like I said, probably rip out the chair here, rip out the floor, give it a nice clean, and we'll be ready for our actual proper subfloor. Yeah, I'm actually excited because after that, yeah, like I said, it's a matter of building everything back in and the van will kind of be back together again, which is good. So you probably noticed there's been a lot of stuff in the van and I should have just stripped it all from the beginning. The thing is, I've been trying to keep everything together so I don't lose anything, but I've also been trying to keep the van drivable the whole time as well. So I just want to strip the whole van and have things hanging everywhere and not be able to drive the van. So that's why I haven't pulled the seat or the floor out yet. I've just been doing it in kind of a little bit of an order. But anyway, let's keep going.
Watch your dirty tears.
For this next step, I loaded my 12mm plywood for the floor into the van and drove to my parents' house. I went to my parents' house because I needed an area with more room to complete the floor, but also needed my dad's assistance with lifting, cutting and maneuvering the sheets to build the floor. One thing that I've been lucky about with this build is that my parents have the exact same van that's already fitted into a camper, so I've been able to reference a lot of the measurements, ideas and other things like that using their van. Anyway, here's the van completely empty and ready for the original floor to be removed. We started with the rear section of the floor by removing it, placing it on top of my new plywood and tracing out the shape. I made some modifications to this piece to still allow access to the fuel sender and suspension mounts that are under the floor in this area. We then cut the rear section of the floor using a jigsaw and surprisingly, it fit first go. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, look in.
Shit, that's actually good.
Beautiful.
Wow. After this, we removed the original front section of the floor and I was surprised that it was fairly clean under the original floor. I was really hoping it wasn't going to be full of grime or worse, rust, but it was very clean. Once again, we traced the front section of the floor the same way we did with the rear section and cut it out using a jigsaw. There's another separate floor section towards the front of the van that allows access to the engine compartment, so we made sure to cut that out too. We then marked and sunk some areas on the bottom of the floor that needed to be clearanced due to some bolt heads that stick up from the factory floor pan. We just used a Forstner drill bit for this. The floor was now almost ready to go back in for the final time, so we gave the van a quick sweep and sealed any holes in the floor that were no longer being used.
Walk away, didn't say goodbye.
Before the floor could go back in for the last time though, we had to install some insulation to the back of it. This helps to keep the heat or cold from coming up from underneath the van. It also gives the floor a little bit more padding when it's being walked on, so it feels a little bit nicer under your feet.
Take my time, nothing matters when I.
Once we had installed the insulation, we got out the roll of lino that I'm using for my finished floor, laid our plywood floor on top of it and traced it so that we could cut the lino to the right size out of the van. This was much easier than trying to cut the lino in the van, especially because this is a premium or heavy duty lino, so it's quite difficult to cut and move around.
In our cheap embrace.
Unfortunately, by this time it was completely dark, so I have no footage of the floor being installed for the final time, but here it is the next day, all finished and ready to move on to the next stage of the build. Alright, so that clip you just would have seen of the finished floor, that has been weeks and weeks after I actually finished the floor. The problem was I had a lot of stuff in the van after completing the floor, and I just kept kind of working, so I couldn't actually show the floor. I didn't even see it myself, like fully finished without anything on top of it for weeks myself, just because I had the original van floor on top of it. Bit of a nightmare. So I've been a bit of a naughty boy and I've been filming a lot of stuff, I've been doing a lot of this work without filming. So I want to end this episode pretty much now, but I'm going to give you an update on what I did that I didn't really film. I may have filmed a little bit, so I might have some B-roll I'll chuck over the top. But yeah, I thought I'd give you a little tour of what I have done. I've done quite a bit, and I just haven't filmed it because once I get started on something, I just kind of keep going and I forget to get the camera out, or I don't even have it with me, so I just keep going. But anyway, let me give you a little tour of what I've done. I can't remember what I've kind of showed in this video, but basically the whole van now, apart from the cabin, I'm just going to do that last, that's not really a priority, but everything's sound deadened, insulated, which you probably already would have seen. But I've carpeted this top section of the tailgate, the rear section here. I put a handle in there so you're able to get out of the van from the inside. This van didn't originally come with that, but some of them do. So I found a wrecker that luckily had all the mechanism for that, so that all works. I'm going to put this trim panel back on right down here, so you might have noticed some gaps and things around the floor. That's completely normal. I did that just so all the original trims would fit back in, and all this will be covered by, you know, my bed frame, kind of all that stuff I'm building out. You'll notice you probably noticed, sorry, is the factory trims back in these rear sections. I just painted those black. I've got some reading lamps installed. They're all wired up. Obviously they're not wired to anything yet, but I carpeted this top section as well. There will be a ceiling in here, so I didn't do the whole ceiling. But I just did this section here because there was a middle part of the tailgate up there, or just before the tailgate, that I'm not going to put my ceiling material on. So I just carpeted that section there. Roof fans obviously in, you've seen all that. What else? So yeah, all the trims are back in here, all carpeted black. I just left the factory trims on the wheel arches here, but that doesn't matter. This is going to be covered once again with my kind of bed frame area. Carpeted all these gutters, which I wasn't looking forward to doing, but believe it or not, one of the things I was not looking forward to doing, which is why I kind of didn't film a lot of stuff, and I actually took a break from working on the van for a few weeks, which I shouldn't have, but I did, was because of the carpet. It's not something I've done a whole lot of. Many years ago I reupholstered my Commodore back when I was younger. That's a car for those overseas. It's a Holden Commodore. I reupholstered some of the door trims and things like that, but it was with vinyl, and I just, yeah, anyway, with this carpet, funnily enough, once you get started somewhere and it's actually pretty pliable, pretty easy to work with, and I actually started to enjoy it a lot. So yeah, I carpeted it all up here. They're the gutters, or that's what I call them, the internal gutters, the whole way along. That door you would have seen is already carpeted, the sliding door that's currently open. That's all been painted black. I'll try and get this exposed better, there you go. Dog hair everywhere, but it's all carpeted. So in terms of trimming of the van, it's all pretty much finished apart from the ceiling, so I'll give you a bit of a wider view. That's what it looks like. I wouldn't mind painting the tailgate, the inside of the tailgate black, or carpeting the whole tailgate maybe at some point. I don't like how you can see that silver. Nonetheless, the biggest thing I've done in this van, which I'm actually extremely proud of, I think it came out really nice, is this tower here that's going to hold I'll show you, right here. So we'll start at the bottom. There's just a drawer in there. I'm going to take the badges off the drawers. I don't like the look of them, but I like the drawers because it didn't have to build anything and they fit exactly what I was doing. This tower, by the way, is not finished yet, so don't judge too harshly. But yeah, got a drawer in the bottom here. The fridge will be up here as well. It's already in. It's not been wired or installed. It's currently just sitting in there loosely. But there's a fridge, 85 litre. All this stuff is just like cheap Adventure King stuff, but the way I saw it, I could buy 2 or 3 of these fridges before I shell out for really expensive stuff, so that's why I went in that direction. Got another drawer up here. One thing I'm extremely proud of that came out really nice was we're gonna have a microwave in this cavity here. This actually came out cool as well. I actually 3D printed a template. Again, I'll put any B-roll footage I have of doing any of this stuff. I don't know how much I actually have, but yeah, I 3D printed a template for the microwave and then used a router to router out this hole. And then under it, we wanted a drawer so that if you're getting something hot out of the microwave and you need to give it a stir or just keep it somewhere safe, this is a drawer, but inside I've fitted a chopping board. And you can lift that up and you can see I put some aluminium angle on the edges to hold it in the drawer, but if you want to, you can also just slide it back if you just need to grab something quickly. So we'll probably keep cutlery, things like that in there. So that came out really nice. And yeah, again, microwave cavity, that's a 240 volt microwave which will run to the inverter. And up here will just be just a cupboard with like a shelf inside, which is kind of what it is already now. And in here I'm going to have this thing right here, which is a big kind of USB hub for charging, and I want to keep this up here for all my charging my camera batteries and things like that. I just carpeted this section here as well, just so the inside looked carpeted, and I've carpeted the rear as well, just so you don't see any wires and things like that from outside the van, even though the tint is really dark. I'm going to take this down, but I just wanted to get it like half. I just wanted to get the bracket fitted, but I've also fitted a TV, so that's it there. Just a 19-inch Google Smart TV on a really cool bracket that kind of just can move pretty much anywhere. And yeah, I'm going to take the TV down until we get our curtains and stuff back up, just in case it gets stolen. But I just want to get the bracket mounted. I've got a grill here for letting some airflow leave the fridge, because the fridge has a big vent there for where it blows the air out for the compressor and things like that. I'm tired just thinking about it, but yeah, I'm getting so close. I'm really upset that I didn't film a lot of this stuff, but like I said, once I got started, the van was a mess and things like that. Once I got started, I didn't stop. Like when we were building this tower here, we obviously had to shape the timber. Big thanks to my dad for helping me with this. We had to shape the timber to the trim. It kind of goes into the glass a little bit, and then it's kind of shaped to the roof. Now there are gaps at the top, but that's not a big deal because the ceiling is going to come down to somewhere maybe here. So all this stuff at the top will basically be covered, but yeah, I like that the fridge tower perfectly ended right on this window, meaning I can still use that window. So I was hoping that would happen, and it did. Obviously all this stuff was based on what width the fridge was and all that type of thing. I already have the microwave to go in there. I've just got to fit it in there nicely, but I'm going to run all my cables down the back of this tower first. And yeah, so I think that's about all I've done, which is actually a lot. It's nearly, I wouldn't say it's nearly finished, but the next step I'll probably do the ceiling. Now I'm going to end the episode, I'm going to end this episode in particular right here, because in the next episode I just want to start fresh and film properly, because as I said, I've missed a whole lot of filming this fridge tower build, which is probably one of the most important parts of the build. So yeah, I'm a bit upset about that. But anyway, in the next episode I'm hoping to get the ceiling in, get all the electrics kind of ran down this tower, and my battery box is probably going to be around this area, so I'll have the battery, the inverter, all that cool stuff in there, and we'll see what we get up to in the next episode. I don't know if I'll get, yeah, it might be the final episode where I do the ceiling, the battery box, all the bedding, all that type of thing, or there may be another episode after that. I'm not too sure yet. We'll see how long it goes for. Another thing I've done on the outside of the van, I'll just give you a quick look. Very quick look. Probably, windy. Starlink is now installed. I've just got to tidy up some wire cables up there. That's a Starlink, and I now have some recovery tracks right here. So for those who don't know what those are if you get stuck in mud or dirt or sand or anything like that, you can shove them under your tires or wheels to get some traction. They're also good for if you go to a campsite that may not be very level. You can kind of drive, if your front corner's too low, you can kind of drive that front corner wheel up onto one of those and kind of level the van out a little bit. So yeah, this is a four-wheel drive van, so all-wheel drive, full-time four-wheel drive. So, and I do take this to some places where I've nearly been stuck a couple times. Like I've parked somewhere and the van's sunk in that time on really soft grass, and I've been able to get out no problem at all. But if I do get stuck, at least those recovery tracks will help me. But yeah, done quite a lot off camera, unfortunately. But anyway, I'll end this episode right here, and we'll start on a fresh episode where I actually film everything for once. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very, very much for watching.